Hello, this is Jack's American Revenge here with your Roblox weekly roundup for the week of September 26, 2014. A lot of really interesting news this week. Let's get started. It is October here at Roblox, which means it is Blocktober, which means scares for both you and I all month long. Bright Eyes will be along later to talk about some of the really awesome items that will be available over the next 13 days in the catalog. Some of them are tricks, some of them are treats, and we just can't tell you which are which. We're sorry. I apologize on behalf of everybody. More on this in a bit, but GCC is in full effect. We'll be announcing winners next week. And we're proud to announce that in the coming weeks, during October, we will be launching our official Roblox Halloween title, known only now as Hallows' Eve. I wish I could tell you more, but I can't. But definitely stick around and keep your eyes peeled to the blog for more information there. Speaking of terrifying, horrifying games, the Game Creation Challenge contest has yielded some horrifying results, and I mean that in the best way. We expected maybe 150, 200 submissions and ended up with over 600 games. You guys really came through. We're going to be announcing the winner of the GCC contest next week, so definitely keep an eye out for that. Way to go, guys, with the games, seriously. While we're on the topic of wonderful games, user Carthay gave me the chance to relive a bit of my childhood. Because you see, he's recreated Disneyland. And when I say that, I mean he's recreated Disneyland, the whole thing. He's got rides, attractions, different parts of the park, all existing in separate servers made up of millions of parts. It really is a sight to behold. He's opened up some of his stuff. If you go to blog.roblox.com, you can check out his journal in which he documents the creation of each and every part of Disneyland. And also read an article where I had a really great interview with him. He turned out to be a super nice guy. He is currently in the process of using solid modeling to union all of these small, tiny individual parts in order to lighten the footprint so he can one day make the entire park exist in one server. So Carthay, excellent job. Check out the blog for more. We've recently enabled a block feature which allows you to block any user on Roblox by going to their profile and simply hitting the block button. What that means basically is if you want some more privacy and security, this blocks them from private messages, it blocks them from trade requests, it blocks them from party invites and many other things. So now this has been a highly requested ability for a very long time, and we just enabled it. So we're hoping that this makes Roblox a more pleasant experience for you. And on to some great news for game creators. Number one, we recently enabled our script analysis feature, which will run in any of the recent builds of Studio that you choose to download. While we did have a red underline that would notify you when you wrote an invalid script, we now have a blue underline that's more of a suggestion. So we understand that when you're in the middle of coding, when you're in the middle of scripting, it's very easy to make silly mistakes. We're all human. But typos could entirely ruin an entire sequence of code. So what this blue line does, it's much like Google when you type in something but you don't quite spell it right and it goes, did you mean? That's kind of what the blue line does. So if you open up Studio and you type something and we think it's a typo, you'll get a blue underline. You can scroll over and it will ask you, is this what you meant to say? Also, we directly linked our Wikipedia, our wiki, directly to Studio. So if you have any questions or you want to look anything up or something doesn't quite make sense, you never have to leave Roblox Studio to access our wiki. You can access it right inside the program. And that about wraps up your Roblox news for the week of September 26th, 2014. I am Jack's American Revenge. Make sure and stick around. Very shortly I'm going to be having a quick conversation with our CEO, David Baszucki, aka Builderman, about Microsoft's massive $2.5 billion acquisition of Mojang. After that, we're gonna do some social media with Jack in the Blocks. Christina's gonna get cataloged. You got a lot more coming, so thank you so much for joining me in the weekly roundup, and I'll see you in a bit. So for Tech Thoughts this week, we decided to sit down and talk with our very own CEO, David Baszucki.
Thank you.
Also known as Builderman, which is like a total legacy name. And what we wanted to talk about is, obviously you've probably heard in the news that Mojang Studio has been bought by hardware and software giant Microsoft for $2.5 billion.
Yes.
Minecraft is one of the few and one of the largest titles that fit within our realm of user-created content and gaming. What do you think this means going forward? I mean, this is huge news.
Well, first off, the new company is going to be called Microjang. That's the insider buzz. Also, if you look at the GamesBeat of VentureBeat today, you will see an article that I've written or was interviewed talking a little
great.
about
That went out. I saw that this morning.
Yeah, it looks great. So we have a little bit of a thesis here, and I think for all developers on Roblox and players of Roblox, you can almost intuit a bit of our thesis, and that is user-generated content coupled with an awesome platform for creating awesome games is huge.
Right.
And we're really just at the start of this huge space. The products that you're playing with today in 5 years are going to seem radically primitive. The technology is just going to march onward and onward and onward. And what I say in these articles is ultimately the games you make on Roblox are going to feel like a CGI movie of today. It's going to feel like Pixar cars when you play in your Roblox world. So our thesis is it's very early right now. We think the Mojang acquisition is really interesting. But we're still at the spot where UGC platforms like Roblox or like Mojang's Minecraft are still smaller or getting on par with a relatively big game. You know, Roblox at peak time has, almost 200,000 players playing at the same time. Those numbers are going to go up and up, and we're going to start getting to the point where UGC platforms are bigger than any individual game. Ultimately, our thesis is UGC platforms will be bigger than any gaming company. Right. So I think the future is the cloud. I think the future is auto sharding. I think the future is auto scalability from 1 to 100,000 simultaneous players. So, it's the start of a new interesting trend.
Roblox CEO David Baszucki on the acquisition of Mojang. Thanks so much for listening, guys.
Thank you.
All right, hope you enjoyed the interview. For the entire story in which that David wrote, which he mentioned during the interview, head over to www.techcrunch.com. And now we're going to kick it off to Jack in the Blocks for this week's Social Studies.
I'm Jack in the Blocks, and welcome to Social Studies, your week in review of everything social media and Roblox. To kick it off, let's check out one of our Instagrams from our recent Maker Faire trips. Look at Defaultio's face here. That's how he looks all the time. Over on Twitter, Ravenshield showed off one of Share Your Cup's latest builds. This place is looking amazing. The lighting is incredible. Way to go, Cups. Vexedly is kicking it in the hammock down in Southern California, playing Roblox outside. That's dedication. Users have been using hashtag RobloxDead to show off some of their work and share stories. Tech here got a full ride scholarship to his college of choice by being a developer. That's awesome, Tech. Moving on to the sillier side, Usering says, Roblox group development be like, man, we gotta get you all better pants. And finally, the hashtag Roblox pickup lines was going around, and this one's our favorite from Pixels. Do you believe in love at first sight, or should I rejoin the game? That's smooth. All right, guys, that's your social studies for the week. I'm Jack in the Blocks. Join me next week for more social media. And if you want to be featured, make sure you're tweeting about and at Roblox. Now let's kick this off to Bright Eyes.
Thanks, Jack. I'm going to give you a quick update on the catalog. As you know, we're celebrating Blockstober. You should be seeing the Halloween gifts in the catalog every day. We've got a couple good ones coming out later this week. The Gift of the Ninth Power is the next up. That's our third gift. And then the Mystical Gift of the Arbor, our fourth gift. We'll also be introducing new gifts over the weekend. In addition to those items, we have some awesome flying Blockstober items. So I want you to pay special attention to our Vampire Owl. He's the first in our series of Halloween-themed owls, so definitely make sure to keep your eye on the catalog. All right, you've been cataloged.
And that was your weekly roundup for the week of September 26th, 2014. Just a quick reminder, if you're not already, we are all over social media. Check us out on Twitter, check us out on Facebook. If you follow our Twitter, then you'll follow our Vine. Jack in the Blocks is posting some really great videos there. Oh, and did you know that we're on Twitch? Yeah, I mean, we're doing this YouTube thing right now, but most of our video stuff is done live right here at Roblox HQ, and then you can check that out at twitch.tv/Roblox. The next level will be at 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time this coming week, and Let's Play will be on Friday at 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I am Jack Smirking Revenge. Thank you so much for joining us. I'll see you next week.